So here it is, folks, my 2018 transporter camper van conversion. The intention with this project was to take a commercial vehicle, convert it to a camper van and hopefully turn a profit on it. Now I know exactly how much I've spent on it and I think I know how much I can sell it for, but I'm not going to tell you that until I've given you a tour. So first of all, let's deal with electrics and plumbing. We have got a 115 amp hour leisure battery which is connected to a Ctek Charger. The Ctek Charger charges the battery from the van's battery. It also means that the next owner can fit a solar panel quite easily because you don't need a solar controller with the Ctek split charger. Connected to the battery is a 1000-watt inverter, which means this 240-volt socket will work when you're not plugged into the campsite. The 240-volt inlet for the campsite plug-in is on the back of the van. You just simply put the lead out the door. Now for lighting, we've got these LED strip lights which are really low wattage. They don't use a lot on the battery. And we've also got this reading light which is on the back here for when you're reading, or if you're on the back of the van accessing the drawer, you can flip that round and see what you're doing on the back of the van. Now for plumbing, we've got a 26 litre onboard water tank that sits over the wheel arch. Connected to that is a SureFlow 12-volt pump which will pump out 7 litres per minute, which is ample enough for the sink and ample enough for the shower on the back for washing your boots off when you've been on a muddy walk. Now when it comes to storage, it's quite important on these small vans because there's not a lot of room. So I've tried to make the best of the space that we've got. So in here we have got 160 litres of storage, and under the bench we've got 320 litres of storage. Now I know that doesn't mean a lot, but when you add them both together it's about the same as the boot on a BMW 5 Series. So it's not too bad. Don't forget you've also got quite a large kitchen cupboard for all your kitcheny stuff. And you've got the pull-out drawer above the fridge, and you've got the big pull-out drawer on the back of the van. That can hold up to 100 kilos, so you can shove quite a bit of stuff in there. Oh, another thing I've just remembered, which you can get while you're in the van, is the table. Lock it off, and away you go. It's good, isn't it? And another important feature, which is quite important because we haven't got any rear sensors or any rear windows, was the reversing camera. I figured that that might be a good idea to put on there because you don't want to reverse your very expensive camper van into a brick wall. Now, when it comes to the gas system, I didn't need to install a big gas bottle because we're not running the heating off it. If you remember, we've got a diesel heater that sits under the seat and that's fed from the diesel tank on the van. So the gas system is purely for the 2-ring burner on the hob. The system I've gone for is the Go Outdoors Go system, which is a butane propane mix. They sell these cheap cartridges, they're dirt cheap and they last for days. It's the same system that I've got on my own van. What I tend to do is buy half a dozen at a time, keep them in the van, they'll last several days and then you just simply switch them over. And it works rather well. When it comes to the rock and roll bed, I've installed an M1 crash tested bed, so it's got a couple of seat belts so that you can carry a couple of passengers. I figure anybody who's buying this van might be buying it for a day-to-day car as well as a camper van. That is the beauty of these smaller vans. You can use them as a daily driver, which means you don't have to buy a massive motorhome and own a car as well. So I figured they might be one to carrying a couple of passengers. Now, one of the things I'm often asked is how long does it take to convert one of these vans? Well, it's taken me probably a couple of months to do this one. I'm a little bit vague about it because I don't exactly know, because while I've been converting it, I've been trying to video it and make films for you lot to see what I've been doing. And you wouldn't believe how much time that takes. Now I reckon if I did another one of these vans, particularly with what I've learnt about this one, I would estimate that I could do one between 6 and 8 weeks. I could do it quicker if I did a bit less of a spec build, so simple cupboards and not dropping a diesel tank to fit the heat in, those kind of things. But I figure if you're going to be a bear, you might as well be a grizzly. Which brings me onto the grizzly details that I'm guessing you all came here for, and that's how much do I think this van's worth? Well, I've had a good hunt around on the internet, and as far as I can see, the prices on these vans vary wildly. Some people are asking way too much money for them, some people are selling them for a bargain. Now, as far as I can see, a 2018 pop-top VW camper van sells for around £35,000. That's obviously retail, and I do appreciate that anybody who buys this van from me is essentially buying a second-hand van. So with that in mind, I'm going to put this van up for sale for £31,995, which I think is a pretty good buy. Now time will tell if that's right or not. I think it's a fair price, but then I suppose I would. But like they always say, it's only worth what someone's willing to pay for it, and only time will tell what someone's willing to pay for it. But if you want to find out, I suggest you subscribe, and I will make it known on the community tab on my YouTube channel. So that's my van. It's been an interesting project. I am planning on doing another one. I don't know if it's going to be a VW or whether I'll go back to another Ford or maybe something else. Leave us a comment in the description to make some suggestions and I might take a look at them. And when I do find one to have a look at, I'll bring you along and I'll tell you what I look out for in a second-hand van. So thanks for watching. I've got some more videos coming up that will involve some maintenance that I've got to do on my van. I'm going to take the diesel heater out, take that to pieces, see how that's worn after 12 months of use, and possibly even a collaboration video with somebody, but we'll see how we go. So I'll see you next time. Bye.